Oh, we got more?
Oh, I know we did.
One's the working meeting and the other one's the regular.
Oh, okay.
The one's the Thursday budget meeting and the other one is the normal meeting.
Okay, we're on.
Okay, thank you.
Just regular throw. We put in a request to get off the late.
If you guys don't have a sheet or a package, I can bring it over because we have them saved for you.
Oh.
We just have them in our office
Okay.
that I done up for you guys.
Okay.
So, figure if you guys get too many, you lose them.
It's hard to say what's on there.
We just push the green one.
Yeah.
I can run it over
Hello.
or whatever, put it in your box or something.
Good morning, this is Laura.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Call this meeting order. Please stand and join me with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Everybody had a great weekend. Fall is definitely in the air. So here we go. We'll brace ourselves for another season. Anyway, we will start this meeting with public comment on anything that's not subject to the commissioner's review. Any public comment? Any public comment? Okay, we'll move on to some of the mail. I do have commissioner meeting minutes from August 24th and August 27th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for August 24th and August 26th,
27th.
27th.
Yep. All right, motion's made, or I will second that motion. Motion's made and seconded to approve the commissioner meeting minutes from August 24th and 27th. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We have lab results from DEQ for out at the silos, and all the tests were negative. We have received payments for our first boat launch fees. The week of 8/20/20 for $135, and for the week of 8/24 for $45 up to this point.
Is that an honorary system?
It is honorary at this point. We'll just kind of go that way for this year. Yeah. We have claims here for our 4-H'ers and all their premiums in the amount of $1,136.
I'll make a motion to pay the claims and set them out.
I will second that motion. Motion's made and seconded to pay the claims for our 4-H premiums. Is there any discussion? Any discussion?
Yes,
Yes.
this is Laura.
Mm-hmm.
I did not see those on the website or in the clerk and recorder's office for public review or public participation.
Mm-hmm. Any more discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I'll vote present.
also have claims in the amount of $35,631.70.
I'll make a motion to pay the claims and set them out.
Second the motion. Motion's made and seconded to pay the claims in the amount of $35,631.70. Is there any discussion? Any discussion?
Yes, this is Laura. I also did not see those on either the website or in the clerk and recorder's office for public participation.
Yep.
Or my participation.
And I have talked with Michelle, and she is going to make additional copies to put in the book, and so we'll get that taken care of. All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Right, do you have anything else, Mike?
No.
Okay. So we're a little bit early. Our public hearing's not scheduled to start until 10:15, so we'll wait a few minutes in case someone wanted to be present for that.
So we should need some intermission entertainment.
We should,
Popcorn.
like they used to have at the old drive-in theater, they had the dancing hot dogs and the licorice whips and all that kind of stuff.
You go first, Lynn.
No, I gotta be careful what I put myself into.
Did any of you guys go to the truck and tractor pulls on Saturday?
Yeah.
It was actually really good.
We had a meeting.
Yeah. I went, I participated, seen the owner there, and people had a great time.
Did you actually take a tractor in it?
No,
Oh.
no. No, I think the Davis family, they had a lot of tractors, and I think they probably could have put more in if they wanted to. They did a great job, and they put on a wonderful event, so hats off to them. And
It looked like a pretty good crowd out there.
yeah,
I thought so.
yep.
Something new.
People came further than I actually expected.
Mhm.
We had 2 from Nevada, a couple from Washington and stuff, so.
That might just be residents now. Yeah, there's a bunch of new folks in town. So.
Yeah, I've even seen folks that actually went to the lake, spent the day on the lake, and then they planned their trip home, stopped there pulling with their boat, and spent the rest of the day at the pulls, so that was pretty cool.
What time did it get done?
Must have been close to 9, I suppose, huh?
Yeah, 'cause you left.
I left a little bit
and
early.
I went back down and then they actually had another run, and it was the big trucks. And I want to say it was the gas ones, the other ones were diesel. But the 3-year-old grandson, he was kind of getting a little tired, so we're just like, let's call it a day.
Yep.
So it could have went on another half hour at least. So.
Well, it's quite a little amusement area anymore.
Yeah.
We got a big maze out.
Yeah, they do.
It was, I couldn't believe, I've never been out there. And that bouncy pillow,
Oh,
that was so cool. I didn't even know what it was. I thought they were going to have like a pillow fight for kids.
yeah, those kids, they enjoyed that, though,
Oh,
didn't
they
they?
did.
Yeah, they really did.
We had that corn thing down on the bottom where the kids could play in corn instead of sand. It was all
Oh,
corn. It was
wow.
really cool. It was more for littler ones. And then they had that big slide. I only did see one child go down that during the pools. So but the maze opens what, tomorrow, the 1st? September 1st.
Oh, maybe, I don't remember.
Yeah, run through October 31st. No, it was well worth it, and it wasn't that expensive to get in.
Good old fun. We start painting that, or pouring that deck down there on that bridge.
No, they're still forming. I don't know. They got a lot of work ahead of them.
Yeah, that's a big pour.
But they've been working late at night. You know, I've been by there 8:30, and they got the lights on, and I don't know how late they go, but they're working tough at it. I see the batch plant is set up at the pit, so that means that the paving crew's not far behind.
They lost one of their trucks this morning.
I heard some about that.
Yeah. I'm not sure what started it, but trying to put a semi out with a fire extinguisher probably doesn't work very well. So.
Kind of limited what you can do. Yeah. But they've been hauling. I made the trip south to go visit my mom, and you know they're getting her done. But I don't know. I don't. Just my opinion. I don't know if they're going to finish before all the way to the farm or not. But they'll get a portion of it done for sure.
I thought they were going to pave, you know, in August.
All right, looks like we're ready to go. So I will close our regular meeting and open the public hearing for to adopt resolutions finalizing the FY 2020-2021 county budget, and it's open for public discussion. Any discussion? Okay. I guess I gave way too much time for that discussion.
Well, I would say this, and I think everybody, Debbie, I would hope she would feel the same way. This has probably been one of the easier budget years to work with. And I think, you know, we've had lots of different things. I understand our dynamics changed, but the meetings have gone smoothly. They haven't been long and drawn out like they have in the past. And so I do appreciate how smoothly the budget talks have gone this year, and I think everything has worked well. So kudos to everybody on that. So.
All right. Yeah, thanks for that. I mean, our staff has worked hard. Everybody's worked hard. All of our elected officials and managers and our finance staff. Debbie and Michelle did a fantastic job, and so thanks for that.
Win for everybody.
Yeah,
Win.
yeah, it really was.
No Department of Revenue last minute changes to throw a king.
I know we were all kind of holding our breath for that one, weren't we?
That helped. And
And,
having evaluations come in strong helped. And just made it go smoother when you didn't have to tight, so tight. You were squeezing grapes out of raisins,
Yeah. Yeah.
or raisins out of grapes.
All right, good. Well, I guess my plan was to go ahead and leave this public hearing open and have our discussion on the hospital district mill levy. Vic, are all the folks here that you think we're going to come from?
I think you and myself.
Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and get going, and we'll have that discussion. So we will move on to the discussion of the hospital district mills. Go ahead.
So the last time I was here, I presented a budget that had our normal administrative functions, paying the Missy for being our secretary treasurer and our administration, and as it turns out, taxes and fees that Townsend Health System used to pay up. But the 2.38 mills that we were requesting, in my discussions with Billings Clinic, St. Pete's, and the health department, Broadwater County Health Department, we had identified three things that we felt were important. And I would like to say that regardless of whether we received the mills, that the county look at funding, some way to fund those three areas that we identified: the subsidizing low-income vaccinations, transportation for disabled and seniors to the three medical facilities, and the skilled nursing. There's no reason the money has to go through the hospital district, but those are three things that everyone identified as being important, especially the transportation. So, I would again, whether it's hard. I think Corey, in his opinion, said it's not clear that we have the authority to ask for mills since we no longer have a hospital, and I have to defer to his opinion. And we didn't know for sure whether we had the authority or not either. But I think those three things are important. So whether we get the mills or not, I think it's important for the county to at least look at those and find a way to help with those.
Okay. All right.
Is there any questions I can answer?
No, I mean, I don't. I think those are very worthy areas that we can help our community with. I guess as I continue to read this statute, I'm just not feeling comfortable that we have the statutory authority to do that with those funds.
Yeah, and
But,
that was definitely a question,
mhm.
and I have to defer to Corey.
I think those are avenues that we can pursue by other means.
Certainly.
And I guess my thought is I look back at the resolution and the intent of the original resolution when the taxpayers passed that. And, I believe that their original intent was to support a facility. So.
Yeah, I believe that's true.
Yep.
And, the world changes and we no longer have it.
Yep.
That is a fact.
Mm-hmm.
And our main focus right now is, of course, the ambulance building
Right.
and getting that cleaned up and taken care of.
Yeah, I think we were all hoping to see it gone by now, but anyway, they are working on that. And when is the walkthrough, Mike?
What's that?
On the building?
Tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock.
So we're getting closer, and hopefully something good will happen there.
Yes. Okay.
I guess I don't have any other questions. Is there any other members of your board that,
I have nothing to add.
okay,
Thank you, Dave.
all right,
Okay, thank you.
thank you. Any other public discussion? Mike, do you have anything that you'd like to add?
Well, I think all three of these areas that they had addressed before, although very needed, they're not covered by the statute or by the resolution that was written for the hospital district. The basic line of the hospital district is that you have to have a facility, and we no longer have a facility. So that's basically my feeling on it.
Corey, do you have anything to add?
No, I mean, I think that, we struggled with this quite a bit, and there's not a lot of case law on this. There's not a lot of, there's Attorney General's opinions on financing things that we've dealt with for years, but on this issue, there's no real helpful court decisions to help us interpret it. So that's why I just went off of the language of the statute. It wasn't one of those, it was a legal opinion where I said that I think this may be stretching beyond the statute. I believe it is beyond the statute, but it's not a hard and fast, black and white thing like some other opinions that we've offered. But I think the commission's view of this, or at least what I've heard so far, is accurate. And it's a tough call because those are good services, and you hate to not levy the mills for good things, but we're in a really, really good position. We're in a position where Billings Clinic has purchased this facility, and they have a plan to put money into it and do a lot of things for healthcare in this town, and St. Pete's is putting money for healthcare in this town. So, as a people that we've dealt with the hospital district for years, we're all thrilled with where we are today. Paying off debt and all those things. So that's the only concern. There is another part of the statute, which I didn't reference here, that would give the commission authority to levy the mills if the money was needed to pay off any obligations as to any property it owns. So let's say next year with this cleanup in the ambulance building, more money is needed from the hospital district to finalize that payoff before it's cleaned. The statute does allow that. If the hospital district were, or even a portion of it were to be reduced or dissolved or whatever, the statute requires that all obligations for property be paid off before that dissolution. So that's something to keep in mind, that if more levy is needed for that facility until it's complete, the commission can levy those mills next year as an example.
Okay. All right, good. There is a statute that guides us. It's statute 734-2133, levy of district taxes. It says the Board of County Commissioners shall annually, at the time of levying county taxes, fix and levy a tax on the taxable value of taxable property within the hospital district, clearly sufficient to raise the amount certified by the Board of Hospital Trustees under 734-2132, which that is refers to the hospital district budget, which they did submit. So, is there any more discussion?
Daryl, you asked for commission input from Mike. I'm going to give mine too, also as a fellow county commissioner.
Yep.
I have 3 comments. One, I'd like to thank the hospital district board members for their input on this and their work on that board, both in the past and moving forward. I appreciate very much that we allowed them to have an opportunity to address the board. So for that vote last week, thank you very much. The other thing that I want to make a point of is I think those 3 areas of concern, Vic is 100% right. It doesn't have to go through the hospital district board, but I think if we can provide life-saving services for our seniors, that's what we're talking about here, is vaccinations, skilled nursing, and perhaps transportation to doctor's appointments. That one is possibly a partnership, I don't know, but skilled nursing and vaccinations are life-saving services for our seniors. And so I would like to honor the comments that have been made by the commission so far and see those mills be used to help with those shortfalls with our county health department. And then finally, yes, I agree with the lack of clarity in the law, and I think it's wise to defer to the original resolution. So again, I just want to say thanks to the Hospital District Board, and thank you for allowing them to have an opportunity to address the board on this.
You bet. Corey?
Let me just clarify. The mills that we're discussing are permanent mills that were voted by the voters for the hospital district. So those mills can't be levied and used for a different purpose. That money can only go to the hospital district. So I think we need to make sure we're all understanding that.
Yeah, that's correct. Thanks for that clarification, Corey. So I think this is an opportunity for more work to be done in the future. And I know we have a lot of great citizens out there that would like to be a part of this. So as we move forward and get to discuss maybe possibility of a transportation authority and some of the other areas that we can help our seniors, I look forward to those discussions. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to not levy the hospital district mills.
Okay, I will second that motion. Motion's made and seconded not to levy the 2.3 mills for the hospital district. Is there any public discussion? Any public discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'm voting present.
Okay.
For the same reason as stated before.
Okay. And the motion carries. Thanks, Vic, and for your board for coming in today. And we'll move forward on some other issues. Okay, thank you. Okay, our public hearing to adopt resolutions finalizing FY 2020-21 budget is still open. Is there any public discussion? Any public discussion? Deb, anything from you?
No, I think we've got it where it needs to be moving forward.
Okay.
Outside of maybe a small update to remove the mills from our attachment B. hospital district, so it doesn't have those in there looking forward.
Okay.
Everything else didn't affect.
Well, I know you worked hard late into the evening on Friday, and I appreciate that, to make sure that we're ready to go here for Monday morning. And,
No stress over the weekend.
yeah, I haven't heard from anyone. Everybody seems to be agreeable that their budgets are good for this coming year, so.
And I did email those departments with those minor transfers to keep them at the 33%, and they were all for it, so
Okay.
I got that done. So everybody's made it easy. I appreciate it. You can see it's a lot of work, paperwork.
Well, it is.
I hate making a tree fall down, but I don't know how to get away from it.
Yeah, we did kind of use our share of paper, didn't we?
Yeah,
I think there's a little bit more to come as well.
yeah, unfortunately.
Okay. I guess if there's no more discussion, I'll go ahead and close the hearing and open our regular commissioners meeting for the decision to adopt resolutions established in FY 2020-21 county budget, and that is not scheduled till 11 o'clock. I mean, that's I guess I left plenty of opportunity for people to comment, didn't I?
I was a little slow. I was going to ask a question.
Yes.
Did it put in an assumption on what the COLA increase would be? Is that in the?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
And what was
Yeah, it will be 1.75 for all elected officials and the deputies, and that includes the non-sworn deputies in the clerk and quarter treasurer's office and district court, and then 1.5 for all other employees. And we did get confirmation from the union that that's what they anticipated for us to do, so that those deputies can realize the full benefit of a COLA increase.
That was going to be my question, if the union was objecting to that.
No.
And so it won't be quite 1.75 for the sworn deputies, it'll be percentages of that, 95. 90,
Correct.
down even.
Yes, exactly.
In our working meeting Friday, I think it came up to 5 cents more than it would have without it. So had it only been the 1.5, so they get 5 cents more with that. I went through every one of them, it's 5 cents. So that helps boost it.
Well, it's better than being short 5 cents, so.
Well, and it does it does bring it, if not close to the same as everybody else. So, I mean, we range from 12 cents to 50 cents now instead of 43.
Maybe, Mike, maybe what I'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll postpone that decision. We'll give us a little more time in case somebody has any comment, but we'll go ahead and open up these,
Okay.
and then we'll continue that. How's that?
Okay.
So what we have is we have sent out an RFP for qualifications of engineering and grant administrative services. That's a 5-year contract, and it has previously been held by WWC Engineering. And we received 5 replies. And by statute, they need to be opened in public.
Looks like somebody else came to tree too.
It is, did a good job of wrapping them up. Engineers, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So the first one is from Territorial Landworks, a company out of Missoula, Montana. Dear Broadwater County Commissioners, I am pleased to submit our response for the request for qualifications for engineering and/or grant administration services for Broadwater County. Based on our understanding of the needs for this contract, we have assembled a dedicated multidisciplinary project team, and we believe we will excel at meeting the county's need. Our project team is uniquely qualified to provide efficient and thorough solutions to set Broadwater County up for success and sustainability. Territorial Landworks.
Have these in, or we take?
What's that?
Do we take these, or did you take?
I think we take them.
The next one is from Great West Engineering. You've got that one, right, Mike? Dear Commissioners, we're excited to submit our qualifications in support of the engineering and grant administration services request for proposal from Broadwater County. Great West offers the following specialized benefits to Broadwater County: a proven history of providing quality and cost-effective on-call county engineering services throughout Montana. We understand the budget constraints faced by counties and the need for long-term, low-maintenance solutions. An in-depth understanding of infrastructure and planning needs, having completed the comprehensive capital improvement plan in the spring of this year. Our full-service grant writing and administration team to secure millions in planning infrastructure development funds. We believe our references will attest to our responsiveness and dedication to client service. We look forward to supporting Broadwater County's efforts in trying to develop infrastructure projects. Great West Engineering. Okay. Next one is from WWC. WWC Engineering respectfully presents its proposal to provide professional engineering, planning, and/or grant writing administration services to Broadwater County. WWC Engineering is an independent, employee-owned, multidisciplinary professional firm specializing in civil, site, environmental, land development, mining, municipal, NEPA, oil and gas, planning, roads and bridges, surveying, water, wastewater, and water resource services. WWC is well suited to provide engineering and planning services for Broadwater County. We believe that our Helen office location expertise and long history of working with Broadwater County and other communities throughout Montana uniquely qualifies us to work with you. WWC has local Helen employees to perform and manage on-site work, as well as a full complement of professionals who are experienced in navigating Montana's state funding programs and regulatory agency requirements. Next, we have Robert Petch and Associates out of Helena. Dear Commissioners and members of the Selection Committee, Robert Petch and Associates is pleased to submit our response to the recent request for qualifications to assist Broadwater County with general engineering and grant administration services for the 5-year period. Our assembled team is committed to provide the services requested and has the necessary skills and experience to complete any assignment in a thorough, cost-effective, and professional manner. We are eager to serve Broadwater County as we have the knowledge, personnel, and time to devote ourselves to you fully. Please find enclosed 6 hard copies of our engineering grant administration services statement of qualifications for your review. Oh, sorry.
From Amazon.
Hey, they're into everything.
I'll be not far off, actually.
Was from Staley Engineering. They have offices in Billings, Bozeman, and Helena. Dear Commissioners, Broadwater County will benefit from a partnership with Staley Engineering and Associates. As we serve your on-call engineering and grant administration needs. Our work with many other rural Montana counties in that capacity uniquely qualifies our staff to provide valuable services that will improve and maintain the county's infrastructure. The enclosed statement of qualifications identifies the team of professionals that will become an extension of Broadwater County staff. Our team includes road design, bridge, trail, hydraulic, structural, and site civil engineers supported by grant writing administration, survey, and construction administration staff. We have reviewed the county's draft comprehensive capital improvement plan and included examples of our experience with projects similar to those anticipated in Broadwater County. All right. Thank you, everyone. I know that's a lot of work. We do have a selection team selected, and we will hopefully within the next week, most likely 2 weeks, we have a little bit of work coming up this week to finalize our budgets and stuff, and give everybody an opportunity to read over all the proposals and most likely get together next week and evaluate them and make a selection. So thanks again to everyone that responded. Thanks to our selection team. It's going to be kind of a tough decision. They're all worthy candidates. I guess with that, Ann, let's go ahead and read the first resolution of budget approval.
I believe you have that one. Whereas 15-10-203 MCA requires the county to hold a public hearing for the purpose of receiving comments on its intention to budget increased property tax revenue and to advertise its intent to budget increased property tax revenue. And whereas pursuant to Section 7-6-4024 MCA, the Board of Commissioners of Broadwater County, Townsend, Montana held a public hearing on the proposed budget of Broadwater County for fiscal year 2021 as required by law. Whereas 15-10-420 MCA impose a mill levy sufficient to generate the amount of property taxes actually assessed in the proper year on previously existing property plus 1/2 of the average rate of inflation for the prior 3 years, and allows the county to carry forward its levy authority even if it did not levy the maximum authorized in a private year. And whereas 15-10-420 and 2-9-212 MCA allows the county to levy for group benefit premium increases and to levy for any decrease in reimbursements, and now therefore it is hereby resolved by the Broadwater County Commissioners that the budget be approved and adopted and that warrants be issued in accordance with the laws appertaining to thereto. It is hereby moved, seconded, and carried by the Board of County Commissioners that the resolution be adopted for fiscal year 2021, Attachment A, with the caveat that the Three Forks and Townsend schools be added later when received. And whereas the above resolution adopting the budget was passed by the Board of County Commissioners, and whereas Section 7-6-4034 through 7-6-4036 MCA provides for the determination of and the fixing of various tax levies to raise funds sufficient to meet said expenditures authorized in the budget. Whereas Section 7-4-2504 provides that the salaries of the elected officials be set by resolution as proposed by the County Compensation Board and approved by the Board of County Commissioners, and be included in the expenditures as authorized in the budget. Now therefore, it is hereby resolved that the salaries for each of the elected officials is established and set out in the attached for the fiscal year ended 2021, Attachment C, and market adjustments requests authorized at 50% in this fiscal year in 2021, and the remaining 50% in fiscal year in 2022. Whereas the Department of Revenue is required to certify to the county commissioners the value of a mill for each taxing jurisdiction in the county under Section 15-10-5202 MCA, and whereas the value of a mill countywide is $18,575.73, the countywide taxable valuation is $18,575,728, and now therefore be it resolved that the final county budget is set out in the attachment B, by this Board of County Commissioners, that the levies as detailed in the attachment be affixed and adopted for the fiscal year in 2021, dated this 31st day of August 2020.
Thank you, Ann. That was a mouthful, huh?
Yes.
Thank you, Ann.
Is there a motion to approve this budget?
I'll make a motion to approve the 2021 budget.
I will second that motion. Motion's made and seconded to approve the FY 2020-2021 budget. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Present, same reason.
Okay. Motion carries. Next will be the resolution providing for the annual tax levy and mills for fiscal year July 1, 2020 through June 30, 2021. Do you have that, Ann?
No, I do not. A resolution providing for the annual tax levies and mills for the fiscal year July 1, 2020 through June 30, 2021. Whereas pursuant to Section 15-10-305 1A MCA requires the Board of County Commissioners of Broadwater County, Montana to fix its tax levy by the later of the second Monday in September or within 30 calendar days after receiving certified taxable values. And whereas 15-10-201 MCA requires the Board of County Commissioners to fix its tax levy in mills and tenths and hundredths of mills, and whereas it was required by 7-1-2121 and 7-6-4021 MCA, the county did advertise and hold the public hearing for the purpose of receiving comments on its intention to budget increased property tax revenue, and did pass a resolution to budget additional property tax revenue. And whereas 15-10-420 MCA provides that the Board of County Commissioners may impose a mill levy sufficient to generate the amount of property taxes actually assessed in the prior year on previously existing property, plus 1/2 of the average rate of inflation for the prior 3 years. Adjust the levy for decreased reimbursements and reimbursed loss of tax base, carry forward the authority to impose the authorized levy, and apply the levy plus any additional levies authorized by the voters to all property in the governmental unit, including newly taxable property. And whereas Section 15-10-4201B MCA provides that the Board of County Commissioners may carry forward the authority to impose the number of mills equal to the difference between the actual number of mills imposed and the maximum number of mills authorized to be imposed. The mill authority carried forward may be imposed in a subsequent tax year, and whereas the fiscal year 2021 budget provides for the county to levy all of its authorized tax levy under 15-10-420 MCA, and whereas 2-9-212 MCA provides authority to increase the county's property tax levy to cover the current increase in group health insurance premiums, and this authority is not subject to the mill levy limitation imposed by 15-10-420 MCA, and whereas the fiscal year 2021 budget provides for $392,690.86 for 16.98 mills to be levied for group health insurance premiums for fiscal year 2020/2021, including a premium increase of $22,572 as allowed under 2-9-212 MCA. And now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Broadwater County that the mills set forth in the levy sheet attachment A are approved and ordered to be levied. Now therefore be it further resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Broadwater County that in accordance with 15-10-4201B MCA, the full authorized tax levy has been levied, dated this 31st day of August 2020.
All right, thank you, Ann. So, just for everybody's clarification, that the attachment A that Ann spoke about has all the mills, and it does reflect, based on today's decision, the hospital district mills not being levied for this year.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution as read.
I will second the motion. Motion's made and seconded to approve the resolution for the annual tax levying in mills. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And any opposed?
President,
All right, motion carries. Okay, well, I guess that concludes the budget portion. Once again, I want to thank all our elected officials and our managers, our finance staff, everybody for a great job this year. Thank you. It's good to have that behind us, and we'll move forward. Next on the agenda is another public hearing. So I'll close this regular commissioners meeting, open a public hearing to adopt the resolution for allocation of bridge and road safety and accountability, BARSA. Josh, will you read that resolution, please? Or, I guess, yeah, go ahead and read that resolution.
So a resolution requesting the distribution of bridge and road safety and accountability program funds, whereas the Bridge and Road Safety and Accountability account requires Montana Department of Transportation to allocate accrued funds to cities, towns, counties, consolidated city-county governments for construction, reconstruction, maintenance, and rural repair of roads, cities or town streets and alleys, bridges, roads, streets that the city, town, county, or consolidated city-county government has the responsibility to maintain, and whereas a city, town, county, or consolidated city-county government that requests funds under the Bridge and Road Safety and Accountability account must match each $20 requested with $1 of local government matching funds, and whereas a city, town, county, or consolidated city-county government requesting distribution of allocated funds may make such a request to the Department of Transportation between March 1st and November 1st of each year the funds were allocated, and whereas the projects to be funded is the maintenance and reconstruction of roads and bridges and the match for federal funds for Goose Bay Road, and whereas the local match for the allocated funds has been budgeted from the road funds. Do you want me to continue on? Therefore, now be it resolved that Broadwater County requests the distribution of its share of allocated bridge and road safety and accountability funds to be used for projects identified herein. That the Commission hereby empowers and authorizes a commissioner or other staff to execute such further documents as may be necessary to facilitate the distribution of said funds.
All right, good. So, Josh, do you want to speak a little bit about the projects that we have allocated those funds for?
So the Goose Bay Road project, they're going to be paving Goose Bay Road from the highway all the way to the KOA campground, and that's a cooperative project with the Bureau of Rec and the county itself. We have a portion of that.
Did you say KOA campground?
Or not the KOA, the DOR, Department of Rec campground out there. So our portion, we have we bear a responsibility, a portion of that. The exact dollar amount we want to use of the BARSA fund isn't specified right now because we can trade like-in-kind work and equipment and material costs for our portion of the match. So depending on how much the total cost of our labor to do the pre-work, everything up to the road bed, everything up to including the paving, or up to the paving portion, will take away from what it would be our share of the match. The remaining portion we'd use, if this resolution passed, would come from the BARSA funding. Whatever's left out of the BARSA funding would go to road maintenance and bridge maintenance throughout the county for the remainder of the year.
Okay, perfect, thank you. Anybody have any other questions for Josh? I guess I should have asked that before you sat down. Any discussion? Any public discussion? Any public discussion? Okay, hearing none. We'll go ahead and close the public hearing and reopen our regular commission meeting to the decision portion to adopt the resolution for allocation of bridge and road safety and accountability funds.
I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution as presented.
I will second that
I'm
motion.
going to second the motion.
Okay, thank you. Motion's been made and seconded to adopt the resolution for bridge and road safety and accountability program funds to fund Goose Bay project and also the other road and bridge projects within the county. Is there any public discussion? Any public discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 And any opposed? Okay, the motion carries.
Daryl, I know it's hard having me on the phone, so I appreciate your efforts in including me in the discussion. What I want to say on that is thank you very much for including the public hearing. My guess is there isn't anyone extra in the meeting over the Barca public hearing. However, if there were a burning desire in the public, and perhaps there is, I just don't know, but if there were, giving the public that additional opportunity to, one, have previous knowledge of what's coming up on the agenda and the specifics of it, and then also giving them an extra chance to have that public comment, I think is really important. So again, I really appreciate that, and it's in our policies, which also says it's been important to the commission. So again, thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, moving on, next on the agenda is the Black Mountain Public View software. So this, we were actually, it was a year ago that the commissioners had an opportunity to view a presentation of this software at our commissioners meeting in Great Falls. And the software is called Public View, and the premise behind it is it, I'll just kind of read their little blurb on it. It says, to open a data portal for citizens to easily search, view, and understand complex data sets and financial information. Public View translates your accounting data into simple, user-friendly charts, graphs for instant budget, expenditure, and revenue information at your citizens' fingertips. And the idea is to increase your budget transparency. So it was very good software. It uses our existing Black Mountain accounting software to create operating expenditure budgets, revenue budgets. You can do historical expenditure versus actual. And the thought is we will put a link on our new website. So anybody that has questions about the budget and how funds are performing, they can simply click on that, go in, find the information themselves, saving Debbie and our financial staff a lot of work and time, hopefully. We're trying to make their lives a little more efficient as well. And so it'll be available to everybody. And actually, I believe this software will help us as managers within the county have easier access to some of that information and not have to interpret some of those budget reports that we get. Yeah. So there you go. Debbie's showing you.
Yes. I'm
One right
excited
now.
about it as well because it was easier for me to answer questions and say, excuse me, I have to pull up. Let's look at this and say, oh yeah, you're 75%. It'd be easier just to pull it up and show where you're at any given time. So we're excited about it too.
Yeah. So we get a lot of requests for budget information, and rightfully so. But this will give our citizens an opportunity to have that information available to them as well. And the cost on that is surprisingly $1,600 or $1,615, and I believe that is probably a pretty good deal.
The initial cost, and then it's just part of our maintenance every year to maintain our software.
Yep.
So we won't see after the first year much of any increase, except our yearly.
I think we'll probably realize that savings in just our Debbie and Michelle's time.
Paper.
And then paper. So I guess that is a proposal before the commission. Is there any public discussion?
Cheryl Campbell, Commissioner Goldberg.
Cheryl, can you come up to the mic, please, so we can all hear? Thank you very much.
Is the budgeting the only thing that will be available on this software?
Well, all of the accounts, all the different, what do I want to say?
Financial data.
Yeah, finance data, and you'll be able to check on, say, for example, you'll be able to check on the public safety and see how they're doing. Road department, you'll be able to check on all the different departments and see how they're doing with their budgets, if they're over and they're under, and from my experience, they all have done a very good job, so, yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
I think, didn't it have something where you could compare revenue expenditures?
There is, and there's actually,
over, under?
yeah, part of that module is you can create your own report. So if you have something specific that you're interested in, you can go in and make your own report, so I think it's very worthwhile.
It's pretty cheap too.
Yes.
Yeah.
When they initially quoted, it was like
Yeah.
3,800 something.
I know I'm
So
planning
they
to
come
use it.
down.
It'll be a lot easier to,
I get requests for
Interpret
graph
that
information all the
information.
time. There is ways to create charts, but it takes a lot of input, and if you don't know their parameters, I don't find it very user-friendly where this is easier because it takes what we've already done, and I don't have to recreate it in Excel or something. So it will be, we're excited about it.
any more discussion? Okay, hearing none. A motion to approve?
I will make the motion to approve the purchase of the Black Mountain Public View software.
All right.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, motion's made and seconded to approve the Black Mountain Public View software for $1,615. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 And any opposed? All right, the motion carries. Very good, thanks you guys. I think it's going to be very, very beneficial to our staff. Next on the agenda is the maternal child health care task order. Teresa, do you want to speak on that, please?
The maternal child health is a grant that we get every year. It's not a grant that we have to do, it's a grant that we choose to do. It's the same amount of money this year, basically as it was last year. What we do is we have a few things that we can choose from. Last year we did oral health. This year we're doing bullying. I think that's very appropriate for this year. So what we do is we tell them, what we're going to do. We usually do one bulletin board in our office specific to bullying. And then we haven't ironed everything out yet because we just got the task order, but we'll probably do a lot of presentations and maybe some handouts and stuff at the school. So I think it's pretty important grant that we have. Like I said, we don't have to have it. A lot of counties don't, but I think it's an important one for us to have. So.
All right, good.
Okay.
Thank you, Teresa. I guess I want to congratulate you on your grants this year. You've done very well, been very successful, and it's been very good for public health.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any discussion? Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve and sign the Montana Child Health Care Task Order.
I will second the motion. I want to also commend Teresa on a tremendous job that she does in a very, very tough year. And there was a recent study done, bullying that isn't addressed in the younger ages becomes adults who bully, which can be just as devastating as the poor kids who are bullied. So good thinking, Teresa.
All right, great. Thank you for that comment. Motion's been made and seconded to approve and sign the maternal child health task order. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. Oh, I guess you want to give that Ann a copy of that too, I guess. All right, I guess that is all that is on our agenda. Is there anything else for the good of the order? With that, we're adjourned at 11:12. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Stellar timing,
Huh?
Stellar timing.
Ah,
Hour and 10 minutes isn't bad.
not bad.